Sweetened plant-based milks, such as silk vanilla soy milk, Alpro chocolate almond milk, and similarly flavored versions of oat, coconut, or rice milk, have become a staple in the diets of many health-conscious individuals, vegans, and those with lactose intolerance. Marketed as clean, natural, and better-for-you alternatives to dairy, these products are often chosen under the assumption that they are lower in fat, more ethical, or gentler on the digestive system. However, sweetened plant-based milks, especially the flavored varieties, are often highly processed, rich in added sugars, and filled with synthetic stabilizers, emulsifiers, and flavoring agents. These additions can undermine any perceived health benefits, contribute to chronic metabolic stress, and mislead consumers into believing they are making a superior nutritional choice when, in reality, they may be trading one set of problems for another. The most immediate concern is the added sugar content, which in many sweetened plant-based milks rivals or even exceeds that of soft drinks. A single cup, 240 milliliters, of silk vanilla soy milk contains around 6 to 8 grams of added sugar, while Alpro chocolate almond milk clocks in with 10 to 12 grams per serving. That's equivalent to 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar, approaching or surpassing what's found in a similar volume of Coca-Cola. Repeated daily consumption of such sweetened milks, whether in smoothies, cereal, coffee, or on their own, can easily push sugar intake far beyond recommended limits. The American Heart Association suggests no more than 25 grams, 6 teaspoons, of added sugar per day for women and 36 grams for men, meaning just 2 servings of sweetened milk could account for nearly all of that. These sugars are often delivered in the form of cane sugar, glucose, brown rice syrup, or fruit juice concentrate, all of which are rapidly absorbed and converted into glucose in the body, spiking blood sugar and triggering insulin release. Over time, this pattern promotes insulin resistance, weight gain, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and type 2 diabetes, especially when consumed alongside other ultra-processed foods. Even plant milks labeled as lightly sweetened may still contain 5 or more grams of sugar per serving, and the natural sweetness of oat milk, in particular, can mask additional sugar without the consumer realizing it. Compounding the problem is the low protein content of most plant-based milks. Except for soy milk, which can offer 6 to 8 grams of protein per cup, most almond, oat, or rice milks deliver 1 to 2 grams or less, making them nutritionally inferior to dairy milk or protein-rich foods. While soy-based varieties have closer macronutrient parity to cow's milk, sweetened versions undo those benefits with excess sugar and synthetic additives. Oat milk, often marketed as creamy and satisfying, is naturally higher in carbohydrates and tends to have a high glycemic index, especially when sweetened. This makes it particularly unsuitable for people managing blood sugar conditions, despite its popularity as a health drink. Another problem is the heavy reliance on stabilizers, gums, and emulsifiers that keep the milk smooth, shelf-stable, and visually appealing. Ingredients like gel-on gum, carrageenan, xanthan gum, and lecithins are frequently used in these beverages to prevent separation of water and plant solids. While individually approved as safe, there is growing concern that long-term consumption of these compounds can disrupt the gut microbiome, promote intestinal inflammation, and even impair nutrient absorption. Carrageenan, in particular, has been implicated in gastrointestinal inflammation and may exacerbate conditions like IBS or ulcerative colitis in sensitive individuals. Even seemingly benign additives such as natural flavors can be misleading. These are often chemical extracts derived from plants or animals processed through dozens of steps and solvents, far removed from the original ingredient. The vagueness of the term allows manufacturers to include proprietary blends of flavoring agents without disclosing them, creating a gray area that can mask the use of ingredients that some individuals may be allergic or sensitive to. The flavorings used in chocolate or vanilla plant milks are among the most likely to include such complex mixtures, contributing to headaches, irritability, or neurological symptoms in vulnerable populations. Fortification is another area where sweetened plant milks complicate the nutrition conversation. Many are enriched with calcium, vitamin D2, ergocalciferol, B12, and vitamin A palmitate to mimic the nutrient profile of dairy. While this can offer some benefits, especially for vegans, these are synthetic forms that may not be absorbed efficiently by all individuals. Vitamin D2, for instance, is less bioavailable than D3, and excessive intake of fortified vitamin A can be toxic in high doses, especially in children. The sense of nutritional adequacy provided by these fortified products can lead consumers to overlook the value of whole food sources of these nutrients. A growing body of evidence also suggests that plant-based milks may contribute to nutrient displacement when they replace whole food options like milk, nuts, or legumes. A sweetened almond milk, for example, may contain only 2% almonds, offering minimal fiber, protein, or healthy fat. In this context, it becomes less a healthful alternative and more flavored sugar water with trace plant derivatives. The perceived health halo around these drinks encourages regular consumption that can crowd out more nourishing choices like water, herbal teas, or homemade nut and seed beverages with no added sugars or gums. Children, once again, are a particularly vulnerable demographic. Sweetened plant milks are often used as substitutes for dairy in young children due to lactose intolerance or parental dietary choices. However, relying on low-protein, high-sugar plant milks can lead to poor growth, micronutrient deficiencies, and unstable energy levels, particularly when the child's diet is already limited or heavily processed. Pediatric nutritionists caution against giving sweetened plant milks to toddlers or young children as a daily beverage unless carefully planned within a broader, nutrient-rich diet. In conclusion, sweetened plant-based milks are a case study in how a product can masquerade as healthy while quietly delivering a host of metabolic, digestive, and nutritional risks. Their modern branding and association with clean eating or ethical consumption obscure the fact that many are ultra-processed, sugar-laden drinks with more in common with soft drinks than with whole foods. While unsweetened, high-quality versions of soy, almond, or oat milk may have a place in a balanced diet, especially when fortified appropriately, the flavored, sweetened varieties are best seen not as healthy staples but as treats or occasional additions, consumed with full awareness of their limitations. As with all things in the ultra-processed food landscape, scrutiny, moderation, and label reading are essential.